Hello, hi there Libras, welcome to my channel. This is your love horoscope forecast for February 2022. I do hope that you are all well. How I work is that I'm a psychic and I interpret the information that I get from my own spirit guides. I may pull some cards as we go along for extra clarification, but we'll see how it goes. And there will be an extended to this reading. Before I jump into your reading, if you want to learn more about me and my services, the links are just down below. And also public service announcement for those of you who have booked a reading with me, but suddenly I've not contacted you. I have been contacting you, but there's been something wrong with the email addresses. Either they're bouncing back because they're wrong. There's an email blocker, especially if you're Yahoo or Gmail. If that's you and you're thinking, oh my God, I ordered with Bella and she's just disappeared off the face of the planet. I have not. I've been trying to get hold of you. So do contact me, probably on a different email address, or you can Facebook me, Twitter me, Instagram me, TikTok me. There are so many ways you can contact me, or read your original email about how you can connect with me on Skype, because then communication can never be lost. It's quite easy to find me there. Anyway, my lovely people, on to your reading, Libras. So I've been saying to everybody, this month is a manifestation month, month about transformation and change. It's also shadow period of the Venus retrograde. And my guides are giving me a mixed message when it comes to your situation. So this is either you or somebody else. They are basically saying somebody seems to be ignoring the communication from somebody because you're waiting on it to be better, bigger, or for it to say the right thing. And if that's not you, then somebody's waiting on communication from you that is what they're wanting to hear instead of what they're not wanting to hear. So an example would be for you, if you're waiting on somebody, you're fed up with them just saying, oh, what's up? You know, can I see you? Like, whether it's not making many effort, or you're in a connection with somebody, but you're just fed up of it just being same and boring and quite complacent. Or maybe you've finished with somebody and they're trying to get back with you, but it's just weak. They're not saying what you want them to say. They're not saying, I love you, please don't leave me, or you're the best person since sliced bread, or let's get married, or let's get engaged. You're just almost in a place where you're just like, I'm just going to ignore you now. It's because until you say sorry, or until you make that offer, I don't want this, or I'm not interested, I'm just going to ignore you. Or if this is the other way around, somebody's expecting you to apologise, or for you to say something, and you're maybe sitting there going, I don't want to, because actually, I never thought about it like that. It could also be you're both doing this. You're both expecting the other person to also apologise. That might be why I'm getting a bit confused, where it could be yours, could be somebody else's, could be both of you. That's a bit of a tricky situation, because if we're both thinking like that, then nobody's going to act, are they? Whew. So what next? That's what I'm saying to my guys, because that's the energy that you start off in this at. And even when I push past this, I keep getting still this kind of locked heads, or this kind of like, nope, I'm still just going to do nothing until that person says something and does something. Obviously, there are things I've been shown in terms of you working on yourself, working on building your heart center, working on building your mindset, working on just being, working on other stuff, work, just family, anything else but your love life, if I'm being honest with you, because you're waiting on that person to make a grand gesture. Or, again, there will be no movement in your love life because they are waiting on you to make the grand gesture. Yeah? But either way, I think you don't care, because I get very much that every time I say that, you seem to be in a oblivious mindset, or not me, it's them mindset. I want to say, the more I look into this, I think you both have this mindset. I think you both want to be chased by the other person, or you both want somebody else to apologise. And the trouble that I'm having is I'm getting you're both bloody stubborn that neither one of you are doing it. So I want to give you the advice. Again, you might be seeing the same when I'm not with anybody. I think this could even be the case of you might be single, but you're like, I'm on Tinder or I'm on Bumble. Forgive me, I have no idea how these all work. But you might be like, well, until that person messages me first, I'm not going to make an effort. And that person may not message you because they might have the same mindset. And I get why that might be, why you might be stuck a little bit in this quandary, because this year is very much, energy is about self-interest. self-focus, self-compassion, not chasing, doing things for oneself, which means there's a whole year of a bunch of us all being selfish. Now, not in necessarily in the negative way, but in a way that's more self-loving, because we're trying to put boundaries around people and we're trying to, you know, do things. But it can become difficult then if we're all doing the same thing and nobody's speaking to nobody, because we all have these expectations, and relationships are always about expectations and people fulfilling them and meeting them. So how do I give you advice what keeps you in your power, but not to cut your own nose to spite your face, where you get nothing? Because then there's no communication, and in order to have a relationship, there has to be a connection. There has to be communication, sorry. So, because my guy's saying at the current pace, it's just going to be slow. In fact, it might have already been slow, where you might be thinking, well, why haven't I heard from that person? They obviously don't care, so I'm not going to do anything, when they're actually thinking the same thing as you are. It's slow because of that. Somebody needs to break the communication. And I just, every time I go to give you advice, I get this real stubborn energy. Well, I'm not going to do it. The advice is that you should. I'm not saying you should apologise, but somebody needs to start the communication. And it doesn't have to be the, hey, what's up? But it has to be, hey, I've been thinking about this, as an example. I've been thinking about this, and we haven't approached that subject, the thing that went wrong, or we haven't had closure, or we haven't talked about that thing, or how I felt. So I think we should talk about it, if you're open to it, so that we can think of a way forward. Because that way you're not apologising, you're not chasing, you're giving an opportunity, you're giving an invitation to talk about the thing, so that you can both talk about that. Because I feel like that might be a way that you both can come to an agreement, or maybe both apologise, or maybe both disallow the flow of this to happen. Now, it's completely up to you, because this is a spirit give guidance, and it's your free will. But they want to be honest with you, because it feels like the alternative is, it may take months, if ever, for that communication to flow between you. And some of you might be absolutely fine with that. But let's say if this is a new connection, and maybe you, again, the whole dating thing, you in that instance, I would be definitely saying you're going to have to start communicating with people to give people opportunities. That would be a situation where actually you can't compromise on that, because somebody has to do it. And if you're finding that nobody's chasing you because you're like, nope, they want me, they're going to chase me, you have to give them the invitation. I think that's what I'm trying, the invitation to allow them to try chase you, or to have the balance between both chasing each other, yeah, where it matches energy. Does that make sense? I hope it does, because yours is a complicated one, very complicated. So I want to go to extended, but what I'm going to do is, let's see what happens if you take that advice. How does it pan out? Good, bad? Was it the worst advice I could have given you? We'll find out in the retrograde. Maybe it's good that you're not talking to them. Maybe you're supposed to align to somebody else. We'll have a look at that also too. So if you want to learn more about that, the link is just down in the bio. And I'll see you there. If not, I'll see you again next month. Take care.